Education on the art of exaggeration. Too much? I'm trying too hard? Okay. Exaggeration. No, that's not it. Education on the... All right, that's not it either. Education on the art of exaggeration. We'll keep it simple. All aboard! Chugga, 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 choo, choo! To you and all of your crew from me, Elgin Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant. On today's ride, I am going to educate you on the art of exaggeration by giving you 6 surefire ways to exaggerate. Let's get started. There are a lot of ways to draw caricatures today. That didn't exist in the old days. In the old days, believe it or not, you primarily drew a caricature from side view. And you did exaggeration. But today, you can do exaggeration so extreme that it looks like an abstraction, and it becomes more of how you feel about the subject than how he actually looks. But the basics can never be neglected, and they always work. One of the main basics that you have to remember and employ in your caricature work is drawing a big nose. Especially when you're starting off, it's usually the one thing that you can do that will get a laugh. Now, if the person naturally has a big nose, all you have to do is exaggerate it, accentuate it, and draw it bigger than life. Make it the total focus, taking up the whole page practically. But if they have like a medium-sized nose or even a small nose, you still want to exaggerate it just a little bit. And the main reason for that is that people often associate caricature with big noses. So they expect it, and more than likely won't get insulted by it if you draw that. Big head, small body. That's a basic that is timeless. And again, just like with the previous example of big noses, this is the abstraction, the exaggeration that people expect. And to be honest, it really is kind of comical to do it that way. Also, one thing it does is that it helps you with the personality of the person. So I recommend you just keep this in your arsenal. Big head, small body. And when you're doing it that way, you don't necessarily have to exaggerate the features themselves. You can do the picture pretty much photorealistically and still draw that small body, and you will be drawing a caricature. Of course, if you're like me and can't help exaggerating the face, well, go ahead. Draw a funny head shape. Draw a funny looking head. I kid you not, folks. The caricature on the extreme right was a guy's head that I actually saw. I don't know if something was physically wrong with the guy or what, but his head, it kind of reminded me of a bicycle seat. Couldn't wait to draw it. Of course, it wasn't that extreme, but you could see the slope for sure. I was told to draw the head kind of comically by a European artist by the name of John Obdebeek. And this is what he always did. He always looked for a particular head shape and really stretched that out and really accentuated it. It's a great way to get into exaggeration. And like I've said in previous videos, don't impose something that's not there. Like I said about this guy on the extreme right, his head had that sloping shape. And so I just exaggerated it to the max. It's the concept of looking at a particular feature and saying to yourself, if this thing was allowed to travel, how far would it go? And do that. The same applies to the figure on the left, who had his mouth also slightly open, teeth protruding out. You just accentuate it. It takes a moment or so for you to really look at the person before exaggerating to decide where you're going to go. So take your time. It's not a race. And then when you get accustomed to doing this, you can do it quick, fast, in a hurry. It used to take me up to 3 minutes to draw a face. Do not be afraid to exaggerate women. I know women love to look beautiful, and they're vain, and they're sensitive. But like I've told women before who I've exaggerated, look, you're here, it's a party, these are jokes. This is part of the entertainment. So sit down, relax, and be entertained. You know you're beautiful. You know that your lips aren't that big. You know that your teeth don't stick out. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Of course they do. But you're not going to tell her that. Anyway, like with all of the caricatures, you look for some defining characteristic, and you can find it even on a face that's very beautiful. The woman on the left, she had these gorgeous high cheekbones and these luscious lips, and all I did was balloon out the lips and really accentuate those cheekbones. And she had the most beautiful wide eyes, so I made them like golf balls. Again, really exaggerating what's there, not imposing anything. This woman on the left, she had beautiful curly hair that went into her face and it went all down her shoulders. I remember seeing her on a subway, and to be honest, folks, I got a little malicious on this one. I said to myself, she thinks she's so beautiful, let's take her down a peg. And though she never saw it, this has become one of my most memorable caricatures ever. Don't be afraid to exaggerate women. When drawing couples, don't start drawing right away. Sit down, relax, engage them in light conversation, and then look. It's funny that when couples are together, you'll start being able to see into their relationship very, very easily. And it'll come out no matter how much they try to hide it. Like on the woman on the left and the man, you can clearly tell in that drawing who the dominant person is, who the submissive person is, and yet there they are together in this symbiotic relationship. They need each other. They're codependent upon each other, but you have this dynamic going on, this yin and yang thing that I guess seems to work for them. And you can definitely portray that in a humorous type of way. Now, the couple on the right, he's clearly the pit bull, the protector, the MAN underlined in the relationship. And this woman, she's I'm guessing she's the trophy wife, because he looks a lot older than she does, and he's standing behind her, and he seems like, he's not even looking so much at the artist, but he's kind of like scanning the room, probably to see who's making eye contact with his wife or girlfriend. Well, in her case, she's got the dark glasses on, and so she's probably scanning the room also. Most artists are so intent on just getting the facial features that they totally ignore clothing, accessories, and the body particularly. Don't do that, because drawing the body is a great way to really zero in with laser focus on the personality, the way somebody stands, the way somebody gestures, what their body language looks like, their shape, the way their clothes fit them. All of this can go into making a great caricature drawing that truly looks like the person. Let's face it, any artist can get a decent likeness. But have you ever seen a photograph of a person that you know, and you know that's definitely them in the photograph, but for some reason, it doesn't look like them? Then when you see that same person in a video and you freeze frame it, you can say, oh yeah, that's so-and-so. They always do that. They always smile like this. They always do that Spock thing with their eyebrows. Body language, so important. I can't emphasize enough drawing the personality to get a perfect likeness and looking at how that body moves, stands, sits. It's crucial. It's crucial to getting a perfect exaggeration. Well, folks, that's it. I hope you found the information here insightful, inspiring, and educational. Use these tips and your cartoon, caricature, exaggeration will never be a problem. This is Elgin Subby Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant. Remember to like, share, comment, and most of all, describe. That's algorithms. He sort of likes that.